squatting in the curl rack. No, just kidding. Curling in the squat rack. No, just kidding. This is the Living.Fit Show. Aaron, Julia, Marcus, and we're gonna talk about sometimes you wanna work on a little pump. You wanna work on how you look. Not necessarily do like the perfect CSCS style workout. Sometimes you just want
to work out. Sometimes I don't want to train.
Get a little swole.
Sometimes I just want.
Or what? I mean, so guys call it swole. What do girls call it?
Probably booty gains.
Booty?
Like that.
Sometimes you want some booty gains, which doesn't happen with curls in the squat rack, I'm guessing.
You know.
That's squatting in the squat rack.
That's true.
Squatting in the curl rack.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Squat in the curl rack? What is the curl rack? Would that be like the preacher curl?
Maybe the
Just like squatting on
pick
top
it up, pick it up and squat it. Yeah. So you can just do that too. So yeah, I think there's this common problem I think in fitness where it's like you have to have the perfect workout. How many times have you had someone ask you, what's the perfect workout? What's the perfect plan? What's the perfect program? What's the perfect split? What's the perfect whatever? And it's like, no, sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes you just gotta like let it flow.
Well, so there's this huge populace that wants aesthetics. Like that's the goal.
It's the only goal.
And then there's these like super highly educated, like, you know, super special trainers. Oh, sorry, me? That are like, oh, that's stupid. You don't need to worry about aesthetics.
You don't need isolation exercise.
Because you should, work this way or, whatever it is, right? Like, oh, it's all results driven or whatever. But the thing is, like, can we have both?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
And both are okay.
And how? How can I have both? How can I have my cake and
curl it too? Yeah.
I mean, coming from the most structured person ever, I mean, next to you.
Yeah, you guys.
Pretty structured.
Free fall compared to you guys.
Yeah.
Marcus is like out there like ribbon dancing. Oh, yeah. I love ribbon dancing.
You guys like, oh, how many sets did you do? What was the tempo on that?
First of all, there wasn't any progressive overload with that ribbon that you were twirling.
But I felt good. No, having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, how do you do that?
So you're the most structured person.
I am. And, you just have to have a plan.
Yeah.
Or you don't, I guess.
Great advice.
You should have a plan if you want to see yourself improve.
Marcus says it all the time, random results, right?
Yeah.
Come from random workouts.
Picking and choosing random workouts from scrolling through Instagram or YouTube or whatever will get you a workout for the day, which is amazing. And if you want to see yourself progress, I think you need to follow a structured plan with progressive overload like you do with a ribbon,
Absolutely.
And so, and if you want aesthetic goals, then
you just add that in.
You add that in.
It's like this thought, like you can have your cake and eat it too by having a generally structured plan. Let's say like 80% of your workout is structured, and then have that 20% free play where you can do curls in the squat rack, where you can do some isolation exercises, get that pump training. But the problem is most people major in minors and they're all doing the pump work and the aesthetic work, and then there's no structural, getting stronger, progressive overload. It's just all like random.
Yeah. Is my bicep bigger today than it was yesterday? Is my butt cheek bigger today than it was yesterday? No? More.
Always more.
I was noticing your butt cheek. It's getting a little bit bigger. You've been squatting? You've been squatting in the curl rack.
Yeah. Squats in the curl rack. I have been. Lots of hinge work back there. Actually, I've been doing a lot more running. So
that's one thing that.
But it's like sprints.
That's not running.
Yeah.
But I do mid-distance. 400s is running, and it's horrible.
That's not
it is the worst.
That's not sprint.
Like I'd rather run 8 miles than do 8 400s. No, not 8 400s. Than do 16 400s.
I'm just gonna ribbon dance. You guys keep your running. Keep those runnings.
Sometimes you run in the squat rack.
So how much curling in the squat rack do you do? How much aesthetic?
So it's so funny that we came up with this like topic or whatever, but only in this last year did I start doing aesthetic work again. I have not done aesthetic work in like 8 years.
What shifted for you?
You know what shifted it? This is gonna sound super vain. No. What shifted it was my shirts feel a little bit loose right here. And I don't like that feeling.
I
So I was like, you know, I'm not getting any younger. My testosterone isn't like primed like it used to be.
That's toxic. That's toxic masculinity right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 40, right? So, I'll be 40 in a couple months. And yeah, so I'm like, I'll work a little bit of aesthetics into the tail end of my training. So I'll work a little bit of bis and tris. The crazy part is my shoulders actually feel a little bit better.
Joints feel better.
My joints feel a little bit better. If I overdid it, I'm sure I would get like overuse injuries in my elbow and stuff like that. But yeah, just add that in and money.
Yeah, I think the people that get so wrapped up into either abbreviated training or compound lifts and only focusing on progressive overload, it's like when you are focusing on progressive overload, you're gonna hit a wall, and then you are stressing your body, you're stressing your joints so much, workout after workout after workout, that incorporating those high volume, you're getting that blood flow, so that's gonna be circulating some nutrients, you're taking a break from your joints, and you're getting a little pump work, so you can fill up those shirts. There's nothing wrong with that.
And you know what else helps? Anti-inflammatory diet, like bringing down the inflammation.
Right after.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, yeah. So I don't really follow that. My nutrition is.
Gallons of coffee is anti-inflammatory. Is that?
It does have antioxidants.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? Coffee is an essential.
It's one of the food groups.
Nutrient. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone. Yeah, it's like a macro.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll talk about coffee at some point in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anti-inflammatory.
Probably not, right? It's just excessive amounts of it. Yeah.
So an anti-inflammatory, and then adding some aesthetic work, you feel better, you're looking better. I mean, you already look good, but you're looking better according to you. You're filling out the shirts, you're getting stronger. So, you know, having this mentality of like all or nothing, like, I mean, I literally was just looking at a post from this person the other day where it was like, I stick to the basics and this person does kettlebells, but it's like, I stick to the basics. That's all I do. That's all I need. Like, that's cool, but there should be an enjoyment level of your training. And for a lot of people, doing some curls, getting that pump, like that's enjoyable. Like they like that. Booty gains, whatever.
Okay, so here's
it. It has to do with like the burn factor too. I feel like people like feeling the burn.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting more work.
I want to feel the burn or I want to sweat, right?
Yeah.
And breathe heavy.
Right.
Yeah, so how can you get those and then also
wear a sweater and do curls.
wear a sweater and then just breathe heavier.
Yeah.
Rotisserie. So how many clients, because we've all trained clients, how many clients, if you gave them a very structured, very programmed workout, how often do they want to just sweat? How much do they want to just feel that burn?
Well, and you wrote an article, The Intensity Junkie, which I think is like the perfect response, right, to that. Because I get it, like, yeah, you want to just feel this certain level of intensity every single workout, but that isn't necessarily going to be the best path to whatever your result is, whether it's gaining muscle, gaining strength, losing body fat, whatever, like just doing that every time, right? It would be like only curling in the squat rack every day.
I mean, you'd have pretty big biceps if you did that, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
So
that's a good question. So then Julia, how much should I curl in the squat rack? How much is too much and how much would be not enough to...
How much are you eating to support your bicep muscles, you know?
See?
Because at some point, you're going to break down that muscle more than you're building it up.
So then how much should I eat?
Depends how much you're lifting.
So more eating, more lifting.
According to my calculations, the bicep uses about 4 calories per curl, so...
Is that true? Or are you just making that up? I was like, whoa. I mean, obviously depending on but the average bicep burns 4 calories per.
If you were to dissect that.
Yeah, that would be 1.87 calories per curl.
I'll look into that for you.
So the perfect amount of curling in the squat rack.
Or booty gain.
Booty gains.
Could you do booty gain workouts every day?
I mean, I would never say do something every day because your body only recovers and gets stronger when we get rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's the only time.
So like every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is, every other day, 4 times per week.
Ooh, okay. That's a lot.
4 times per week, well.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of curling.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing different variations, you know, you can throw them in there, and it depends how much you're doing.
How much intensity you're implying.
Yes.
So that's the other problem is people will do the curling in the squat rack or any kind of aesthetic work, and there's no kind of plan behind it. So it's just all random, and there's random levels of intensity. So they're going to go crazy, and they're going to feel a little bit of soreness in the elbow or something.
Stop for a month.
And then they're going to stop for a month, or they'll keep pushing because they're like, I got to get them gains, and so then they really F themselves. So that's why having a structure, having a plan, and my personal opinion would be like 80% of a program, 20% free fun flow.
Free fun flow.
Yeah. Free fun flow.
I like that.
I need
Pareto principle. You're somehow Pareto principle.
a bit of a Pareto principle.
Yeah, because you actually like the 20% better than the 80%. Is that?
Yeah.
20% is my
Right.
20% of your work creates your psychological happiness. I see. See?
Look, I don't need
He's
that
like
much flow.
very, very biased. Very biased.
I don't need 20% of curls and calf raises. You know.
He needs 1,000% calf raises. And
I actually saw him doing calf raises.
did you? Yeah.
Back in the
Was it like 28 different styles of calf raises? He's every angle. He's hitting
Every angle.
It's just
Hinge calf raises.
So I curl in the squat rack. He does calf raises.
I do calf raises. I do calf raises in the curl rack, in the kettlebell rack.
Yeah, and obviously we have like several programs that break down good dosages of all of these things, whether it's our flow workouts if you want to do more free flow, ribbon dancing stuff. I'm just kidding. Ribbon dancing with a kettlebell. So it's like intense ribbon dancing.
Coming up next.
It's like a whiplash of the kettlebell when you get it around. But the pump.
Pump, and then weight loss, right? Fat loss.
Strength gains.
Strength gains. But we don't have a booty gains program.
I really want to fill out my shorts a little bit more.
Spilled the beans. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming at you.
Maybe.
Maybe,
We'll see.
if you're lucky.
I think we should do
Yes,
it.
you should.
I think we should all do it. I think we should create a booty program together.
Booty and biceps.
Yeah.
And calves.
And calves. Booty, biceps, and calves.
But what about the back? I feel like the back's important too.
We'll have back. We'll have all the normal, like, yeah.
But the focus is aesthetic, and let's like challenge it. Let's do like a real challenge.
I'm down.
Some gains, winner takes all.
We should do that. We measure like booty girth or bicep girth.
I like this. We can extend it out.
Are we allowed to pump it up before pre-measurement? I'll be flaccid first measurement and then pump it. No?
I hate that word.
I hate, that is a disgusting word. When I thought it, I was like, this is such an awkward, gross word that I am going to say it. I have to say it. So in conclusion, you can curl in the squat rack as long as nobody beats you up when you do it.
Nobody sees you.
As long as nobody sees you. It's like a moped. It's fun until your friends catch you doing it. Just kidding. But seriously, you can curl in a squat rack, you can work on booty gains, you can be aesthetic as long as you're handling all of the other stuff. And if that is your goal, that's an okay goal too. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Sweet.
Awesome.